All right, today we are here at the Sheetmetal Workers Union, the local, here in Denver, Colorado. We got the appropriate American flag flying over there. Let's take a look. Sheetmetal Workers Apprenticeship and Training Institute, the local 9. We've got some pretty fancy stuff here by the door, pressed out of sheet metal, a little lighthouse with a dome lid, a fancy curved clover leaf. Let's take a look at what's inside. Looks like there might be a little Star Wars theme going on. We have a metal man, the Tin Man. I'm sure there's a joke there. We have a little man, a little Tin Man. Over on this side we have a fox, and here we have R2-D2 himself. Not sure if he rolls or not. He's got a little eye up top and maybe little wheels down low. I saw the Millennium Falcon outside on the shop. Here we have a historic press for folding sheet metal. Beautiful decorative flower showing off the skill of the sheet metal workers. More things over here. Beautiful copper piece. Another decorative piece, almost like a chimney stack. Looks like we have some of the historic workers of years gone by. What room are we in right now?
All right, so this is our main classroom for the apprenticeship program.
Okay.
The students will come in this classroom. They spend half their time here in the classroom. They'll be going over their core assignments. Could be code. It could be first aid CPR stuff. I mean, lots of different things, right?
Okay.
Once they're done doing their classwork here, then they'll go spend the rest of the 8 hours out in the shop, and then they'll be working on the projects that they have that's been assigned to.
And there's also an evening class. How does that tend to fit into the...
So the evening classes are elective classes. They are required for the members to take those classes, okay? Those evening classes could be anything from AutoCAD, so drafting on the computer,
wow,
to service work, to welding, to air and water balancing.
And what, just off the top, what is air and water balancing?
Air and water balancing is the heart and soul of a building. So roughly you're taking the CFM that the engineers are providing that the system needs to be built to, and the CFM that the system has to push in order for the building to work right. And then the water side is not drinking water, it's the heating and cooling side of the building.
So you refer to that as air and water?
It's air and water balancing.
Air and water balancing, okay. Very cool. In here, just where some of the work is. Cool machines and equipment. This is a tab classroom.
Yep, so this is an elective class that they'd be able to take when it comes to learning how to balance a system to make sure the system is working properly.
And why is everything so open up here? Are we teaching off of these items?
Yes, everything is taught. Roughly the flow hoods you're going to be able to take and put up to the GRDs and be able to show those.
Okay.
And then over here on the water side of things,
very good.
You'll have test instruments where they'll be able to take something that the engineers give them and be able to read different points.
Read the blueprint and find that valve from the diagram to the wall.
And then it'll tell you, hey, we need 60 GPM at this,
Is that like a pressure?
Yep.
So, okay, so then they can practice with a tool, measure the pressure, see if it complies, and it's a live pipe.
It's a live system.
Nice. And then you can see if it leaks.
Yep.
So now we're in the service lab. And you're doing a remodel in here.
In this classroom here, it is a 3-year course. Roughly, you start out the first year with basic electrical safety. Good. Then electrical theory.
Okay.
And then they start going into the heating side of things.
Good.
Second year, you go into more of the cooling side. And then by the third year, you're going into fan laws and fan theory and all that other stuff.
The complicated side of HVAC.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Got to do some old school soldering.
Okay, we got
to the newer.
What kind of fuel gas is that?
This is acetylene.
Acetylene. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Look at these little. These are kind of a classic historic thing, aren't they?
Yep, the old irons and things like that.
What do you put in there for fuel?
They run off the natural gas.
They're run. Oh, there's the little valve.
Yep,
okay.
natural gas.
Oh yeah, right there. There's the pipe.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so they'll practice soldering in here, like putting wires together. It's part of sheet metal. Do they
soldering curb caps and things like that.
Yeah, because they do. Yep, my guys will have soldered caps. Okay, so this is where they'll learn it.
Yep.
Got a nice collection hood. I like it.
So everything in here was built by our members. Everything.
Okay, that makes sense. Your sheet metal shop, you build everything out of sheet metal.
This is really cool right here. So
All these hanging boxes here. What do we got?
This is our Gap and Go lab.
What is it called?
It's a Gap and Go lab.
Gap and Go.
So roughly in the field, this is taking real life atmosphere in the field where there might be electrical lines, there might be chimneys, there might be something in the way, and they have to go from point A to point B and hook things up.
Okay, here's the welding area. We've got all their draft inducers up there to take it away inside. They got their grinders. Got a standard welding station.
So
Project ready to weld.
These machines can handle regular arc and stick welding, so the old school way.
Oh.
They can do MIG welding, and they're also set up for TIG, so you can do all three. So roughly you're taking that flat state, you're coming up with a pattern like this.
Okay.
He's running that through there, and he's actually making a gore lock. These locks right here.
Oh, wow. No, gore lock.
Gore locks.
Gore lock. Yep, shop fab ticket.
Okay. Then they send that to the people doing layout.
Okay.
They actually lay out this pieces from a flat state, and then they give it to the next group, and then they bend it, put everything together to form whatever fitting they're looking at.
Nice, look at all those holes. When the students graduate, they graduate with a 2-year degree from Western States College of Construction. So that's kind of an exciting benefit for those who endure the full 4-year program. In the first year, they do 2 night classes per week. These are not paid. It's Monday and Wednesday, and it's 5 to 10 p.m. August through May. Then on their 2nd through 4th year, they do 2 days a month that are paid. Okay, so that the workers will come in 2 paid days a month, August through May, and they must take 1 elective class 1 night per week, August through May. And that is unpaid. So that's a little bit of a story of the background of what it's like to be a union worker with the sheet metal Local 9 here in Colorado, which is actually not only just the state of Colorado, but it's Wyoming and the surrounding region as well. And this is just a view of the overall campus, the building, etc., set right down here in the downtown Denver area near I-70 and Pecos.